Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's World Session. We're already almost at the end of the first week of August, and I can't believe it. So I'm just going to jump right into the session. First, I'm going to thank all of you who joined me live. Thank you for being here with me. It supports the work so much, and it's so supportive to me as well. For all of those of you at home listening, thank you for joining. Make sure you get into a nice comfy place to fully receive the session, and go ahead and like, share, subscribe. Let's get this work out there. Let's get this out to everyone. So the group and I, even though you can't see them, but there's a group of people that come on, and we sometimes we do a talk before getting on, before I start doing these recordings, to see, what I can tune into, what the priority for globally, the global priority is for today. And one of the people brought forward exhaustion, which kind of catalyzed me into a conversation about the importance of it, adding importance or having experiences be important, whether they be a good experience or a bad experience, and how that burdens the body, mind, and spirit. And then how we use those experiences, whether they be good experiences or bad experiences, whatever we deem them through our filters, to mean something about us. And then there's the constant search for meaning, right? Which is just masochisms of the mind. Oh, this must mean something. I saw a ladybug flew on my shoulder. It means something. The sun is rising in such beautiful colors. It must mean something. And all of these things that we put meaning to are actually meaningless. That has no meaning. So if this is confusing you, you can look up Sadhguru, listen to a couple of his talks. You can reach me directly. I'd be happy to answer some questions, or if you want to get into that work a little, explore that and curious for yourself, reach out to me, and I'd be happy to do that with you. So for now, we're going to go ahead and going into the nervous system, and how that nervous system is so bombarded by and limited by meanings. So we're in the myelin sheath of the nervous system, and in that myelin sheath, there's all of these belief systems. There's recipes. There's experiences, and then experiences broken up through mental thinking of, oh, this is a good experience. Oh, that was a bad experience. There's some trauma, some real trauma, even perceived trauma stuck within that myelin sheath, all around experience. And now everything in life is an experience. Are you not experiencing now? I think that's the only thing that we do. Everything is an experience. It doesn't mean anything about you. Your experiences don't mean anything about you. Just like your thoughts, they hold no meaning to you. Well, no, they hold meaning to you, but not about you. They have nothing to do with you. And so there's this convolutedness within that myelin sheath, and that skews the place that your receptors can pick up information. It's all done through these filters. So we're in the myelin sheath, and I could feel it vibrating. It's ready to shake loose of some gunk. So we're going to support that ionic discharge. We're going to link it down to planet Earth so it can vibrate down. And it's starting really up high, really up high, really high. So we're up at C1, which is the atlas, and we're vibrating down that spinal column. And then as it goes down the cervical spine, and then goes out into the nervous system. I'm just doing this because it's shaking out. So I'm just we're shaking out all of those experiences mean something about me. Experiences mean something about me out of that myelin sheath. We're going to support it with a hydration, It's really, really crispy. My mouth has gone dry. And then it's having a hard time, that hydration is having a hard time to get in there and support this ionic discharge. So we're going to speed up the water a little bit, just by your body will do it. It will link it to prefrontal cortex. So everyone's body will do speed up to the rate that it needs to for yourself. And we're going to speed it up. We're going to make some easy water, and also easy waters for cellular regeneration and cellular communication. And bring in some easy water in there. Take away that from that membrane. The cells are dirty within that membrane. So we got to clean out the cells, the intercellular fluid, and then we need to do a correction, do a repair on the link between the intracellular communication, so that all cells within the membrane are talking cohesively. And then each cell is arguing, oh, this is important, this is important, this is important, this is important. So we got to dump that consciousness down to the cellular level within the that membrane. That's a lot. It's almost giving me a headache. I'm going to link that to the earth. So it shakes out through the nervous system, down the legs, keeps going down to the soles of the feet, and then Mother Earth knows how to transmute that. And dumping the importance of experiencing out of that myelin sheath. Now the hydration can come in, those cells are talking to each other more cohesively. Got to clean out the intercellular fluid. We've got some old karma in here. Karma, past lives is coming up. So we're going to dump past lives from this myelin sheath. And this is anytime there was, I am important. So whether that be through, I'm just saying royalty, an aristocrat, that kind of importance, government, or even healers in, that matriarch or that patriarch of the town or the village, that important status, important. And then also on the other hand, we've got poverty coming in, or those martyrs, or is that a monk or a priest who takes a vow of poverty, and that makes them important. Woof. Gonna dump that out of the myelin sheath. Oh, gonna link that to the diaphragm, small intestines for synthesis, and dumping that out. We're gonna dump that out. There it goes. And do it as an active memory thread as well. And tap it in. Nope. Where are we going? Now we're going into the actual filaments of the nervous system, and they need to be repaired. They feel really staticky, overly sensitive. So any small experience that brushes up on an already compromised nervous system is too much. It just sends it over the edge. So when the nervous system is working from a trauma response, anything that bumps it, even if it's someone asking for a glass of water, that will set off the nervous system into overwhelm. So we're going to do a repair to that nervous system and the Wei Qi of the nervous system. Ooh, that's really, there's a lot of energy moving for that one. Oh, there's the one. It needs a lot of quiet, a lot of quiet. This feels like there's too much information coming in through the senses. So we're going to dump 5 sense overload to the nervous system. I'm going to anchor that to the heart for individuation, dumping 5 senses from the nervous system. All is those too much, that too much information bombardment coming in, along with that nervous system repair. I'll take a nice deep breath. I'm going to tap that in here. And then we're being brought in right away into that amygdala. Those amygdalas are firing off. They're both very swollen and working from, oh gosh, an overactive space. So the amygdala complex is there, that fight, flight, freeze, fawn. We need that. It serves us, right? If there's a train coming and you're walking down the train tracks, well, fear is going to come in and you're going to jump out of the way. It keeps you alive. It's a healthy mechanism. But when the amygdalas are overactive, then everything becomes a burden. Everything becomes a danger. The dish is not done, start to become something of ultimate importance, right? It's not important. There's that importance of experience. Oh, this is important. That is important. Oh, this part of the job I have is important. This role that I have is important. And those are bombarding the amygdala complex. We need to reset the amygdalas. We got to dump that everything is an ultimate importance and needs to be done now. Oh my gosh. Well, there's no space. It's just taking up all of this space. Oh, okay, so we're going to do a reduction of the size, not a reduction, bringing the size, that inflammation within those amygdalas. We're going to drain that out. And so there's some low self-esteem, and that has to do with the lymphatic system. So we'll link this to the lymphatic system, which is the lymphatic system of the brain. Oh, and we're going to dump all of those thoughts, dumping, thoughts about yourself, thoughts about others, I'm important, I'm unimportant, this is important, that's important, this is not important, all of those meanings that you give to things. You can think for yourself what you give meaning to, what you define, and that doesn't mean anything. Just because you think it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And there's some grief coming in deep through the gut. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It must mean something. And there's that desperation of the mind gripping onto something to keep you safe. Always at the cost of safety. Oh, it has to mean something, and then I can be in control. If I understand the meaning of this, then I am safe. Oh God, that's so limiting. And my whole body goes into contraction. They dump all of that from the amygdalas, linking that into the lymphatic system for dirty thoughts. That's all that's coming up, is that repetitive, cyclical, dirty thought thinking. And linking that back into the lymphatic system, which needs a Seedri. And do a Seedri to the lymphatic system. It feels tired and it's unable to dump all of the toxins that need to be flushed out daily. There's some toxic buildup happening, especially around the gut. So stomach, small intestine area. We're gonna repair those lymphatics within the gut. And we're going to link this up into the pancreas. And the pancreas is freaking out. Yeah. It's like, well, I've been having to skip over the sweetness of life. So I'm always having to look for the meaning. Looking for the meaning. Oh, there's no meaning. I can just enjoy the sweetness of life in all of its shades and colors. Doesn't mean that everything is going to be a pleasant experience. And then there's that control within the pancreas. I don't want to experience bad things. I don't want to experience discomfort or pain. And of course, who wants to? But it happens anyway. Oh no, all my experiences have to be good. And then the pancreas contracts and contracts and contracts. And then there has to be a bigger hit to get that sweetness of life. So diabetes is coming in, so we're going to balance out blood sugars. Insulin. And insulin production so that it's healthily moving through the body. And the pancreas is working at its most healthy, at its healthiest. And it dumps a consciousness, the pathological consciousness that everything must be a good experience and I deny anything else. And then even that, saying that it's a good experience, bad experience doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Oof, my head feels like it's going to pop with that. There it goes. Now we're going to go into it's bringing me right before we tap this out, it's bringing me into the brain, right into the frontal cortex, right into the prefrontal cortex that's responsible for higher thinking, for consciousness, higher, like upgrades, higher thinking. And we just need to do that as an I see you and do some hydration there so that the neural pathways can meet. So old ways of thinking, of being, old mechanisms, defense mechanisms can fall away. There it is. And now new neural connections can be made with these formulas. There it is. Oh, all right. Oof. Now I am going into exhaustion. That's the first thing that I started talking about. And so we're in the two places. It's going to work as a parallel session. So we're going to do a circadian rhythm syncing. We're going to sync the body's natural rhythm back up to your circadian cycle. All right, so you can just think for yourself if the sun is going down where you are, you can go ahead and just access the sun going down. For us, where the sun is up. Oh my God. Just think about the sun. I'm going to resync it to the sun for the waking circadian cycles. Now, all of your whole body has its own cycles as well. So we're going to link that into the body's natural cycles as well. Oh, there's a big relief on that one. Now you can think about the moon. The link, just picture the moons in your mind's eye, wherever you are in the world. I'm linking up circadian cycle to the moon, to the sleep cycle. Oh, and then also all of the organs that work through the middle of the night, linking all of those organs into their natural cycles. Oh, then linking that into the three brains. That's one part of the session. Oh, that's one part. That's one part. Second part, or the parallel, like two cars driving beside each other, they're parallel. We're going into the adrenals. Oh, this little mighty, little beans that sit on top of the kidneys and that work with the kidneys. Those mighty adrenals. When you work them too hard and force them too hard, they go into exhaustion. And it exhausts the whole system. So we need to do an adrenal repair. Oh, they're so tired. They're so tired. So there's some environmental things, climactic things, emotional and EMFs that are affecting the adrenals. We're going to do this through the Wei Qi. And we're going to do this through protection. So all of them, physical, climactic, emotional, and EMF. I'm just holding them, the Wei Qi of those adrenals. Whoa, that was a really big release. Holy smokes, and my stomach gurgled on that one. And they're tired. And there's this disrespect that comes in when feeling tired. Body needs to rest. And what's the first thing I can think of it? I do it to myself as well. I need rest. I'm laying on the couch and it's been 3 hours and I just can't move. But I force myself to get up and do something. Instead of just taking the time of sitting there in that moment and resting, my body will get up naturally when it's ready to. So you can try this out. You can try this out for yourself. Sit on the couch and do nothing. Eventually, you will spontaneously get up and move. It's absolutely impossible just to sit there and do nothing. You will eventually move, whether it to get a drink or to get some food or to go to the bathroom, or even the phone will ring and it's across the room. You will spontaneously get up to do it. And there's this skipping over the rest period is so important. So we're linking in those adrenals to natural rest cycles. And if you need more rest, taking away the thinking that you should be doing something else. I'm going to link in also a circulation plug-in, blood, lymph, nerve, chi, and hydration to the adrenals. And I'll link that in for the next 4 days. That part of this formula is going to run for 4 days, this adrenal repair. So you may feel more tired, but hopefully you'll do something different and rest. There we go. There it is. Oh. So there's no further session. It's the end of the session, but I cannot leave the session. Download. I'm going to bundle this whole session up and link this whole thing up to a Cortices on repeat. So a Cortices on repeat for as long as it needs to go. There's another yawn. So if you don't know how to tap your Cortices and you'd like to learn this for yourself, please shoot me an email or a message or get in touch with me somehow. And I would be glad to show you how to tap your Cortices. This is a standalone body talk technique that if you do this for yourself daily, you can improve your health by 65% alone. And it's safe to use for yourself and your family and friends. It's called tapping the Cortices. So you can reach me to learn how to do this for yourself, to support yourself. There it is. End of session. See you all next week.